Wait for it. I TSUS, I'm finna go break the bank for it. Put my knee up on her neck, I went George Floyd. I be tweaking. Put my knee up on her neck, I went George Floyd. I be tweaking shit.
I'm just trying not to pay attention to you idiots, man, but like, it's just hard, bro. Like, Lil Yachty, bro. You been whacked, man. But you think you saying George Floyd name and trying to use his name in the bar, that's gonna make people like your whack music, man? That's weak. Y'all the only era that feel like demeaning the dead and saying that is cool, man. It ain't. And it's me and the whole Third Ward and the whole Houston, Texas riding behind G, man. Don't ever say his name, bro. None of y'all knew G. Nothing about him. But y'all want to say his name for clout. Put a knee up on his neck. That's some weak Yachty. But let somebody die in your family. We gonna do a whole skit about it and see how funny it is, bro. Cut that out, man. It's only you whack that do like that.
Let's dive into one such tale involving a famous rapper and a former basketball star, all tied to a moment that touched many hearts around the globe. This story centers on how words in a song can spark strong feelings, lead to heated words, and eventually bring people together through understanding. First, let's get to know the key people in this story. There's Lil Yachty, a young rapper who's made a big name for himself with catchy tunes and a fun style. He's from Atlanta, Georgia, and started getting famous around 2015 with songs like One Night and Minnesota. His music often mixes hip-hop with pop elements, and he loves to experiment with sounds. Yachty has colorful hair, wears bright clothes, and has a playful personality that shines through in his videos and live shows. He's worked with big names in the industry and even tried acting and fashion. At just 27 years old in 2025, he's already built a huge fan base who love his positive vibes and creative lyrics. Then there's Stephen Jackson, a tough and talented basketball player who spent over a decade in the NBA. He played for teams like the Indiana Pacers, Golden State Warriors, and San Antonio Spurs, winning a championship in 2003. Known for his strong defense and leadership on the court, Jackson was also outspoken about issues he cared about. After retiring, he became a commentator and activist, using his voice to talk about fairness and community matters. He's from Houston, Texas, and has always been proud of his roots. Now, connecting these two is George Floyd, a man whose story became a symbol of change for many. Floyd grew up in the same neighborhood as Jackson in Houston, and they were close friends, calling each other twin, because they looked alike and shared a bond. In 2020, Floyd's passing during an encounter with police in Minneapolis sparked massive conversations worldwide about justice, equality, and how people treat each other. It led to protests, art, music, and even changes in laws. Floyd's memory lives on through his family, friends like Jackson, and the ongoing efforts to make the world better in his name. Fast forward to August 2025, and something happens that brings these worlds crashing together. Lil Yachty was on a live stream with a friend named Plaqueboy Max, previewing some new, unreleased music. During the stream, he rapped a line that went like this: "Put my knee up on her neck, I went George Floyd." He was talking about a situation with a girl, using the phrase as a metaphor in his lyrics. In rap music, artists often use clever wordplay, references to real events, or bold statements to make their songs stand out. But this particular line hit a nerve because it directly mentioned Floyd's name in a way that some felt was too casual or insensitive, given the serious nature of what happened to him. Word of the lyric spread quickly online, and it didn't take long for Stephen Jackson to hear about it. As Floyd's longtime friend, Jackson felt a deep personal connection and responsibility to protect his memory. He took to Instagram to share his thoughts in a passionate video. "Lil Yachty, you been whack my in asterisk, he said, expressing his disappointment. He went on to explain that using Floyd's name in a bar, that's rap slang for a line in a song, just to try to sound cool or get attention, was weak and disrespectful.
I'm just trying not to pay attention to you idiots, man, but like, it's just hard, bro. Like, Lil Yachty, bro. You been whacked, my. But you think you saying George Floyd name and trying to use his name in the bar, that's gonna make people like your whack music, my? That's weak. Y'all the only era that feel like demeaning the dead and saying that is cool, my. It ain't. And it's me and the whole third ward and the whole Houston, Texas riding behind G, man. Don't ever say his name, bro. Y'all, none of y'all knew G. Nothing about him. But y'all want to say his name for clout. Put a knee up on his neck. I do joke. That's some weak Yachty. But let somebody die in your family. We gonna do a whole skit about it and see how funny it is, bro. Cut that out, man. It's only you wax that do like that.
Jackson pointed out that Floyd wasn't just a name to drop. He was a real person, a brother, a father, and someone whose story carried heavy weight. You think saying George Floyd's name and trying to use his name in a bar, that's gonna make you hot? That's some weak-ass asterisk, Jackson added, making it clear he thought it was a poor choice. This outburst from Jackson wasn't just random anger. It came from a place of real pain and loyalty. Growing up in Houston's 3rd Ward, Jackson and Floyd shared experiences that shaped them. They played basketball together, supported each other through tough times, and stayed connected even as their paths diverged. When Floyd passed away, Jackson became one of the most vocal advocates for justice, speaking at rallies, sharing stories about their friendship, and keeping Floyd's legacy alive. So hearing his friend's name used in a lighthearted rap line felt like a slap in the face to him and others who cared deeply. The internet exploded with reactions. Fans of Yachty defended him, saying it was just creative expression and that rap often pushes boundaries with edgy lyrics. Others sided with Jackson, arguing that some topics deserve more respect and that artists should think twice before referencing tragic events. Social media buzzed with debates. Is it okay to use real-life tragedies in music? Does freedom of speech mean anything goes, or should there be lines not to cross? These questions have come up before in hip-hop, like when artists reference historical figures or current events to make points, but sometimes it backfires if it seems thoughtless. Lil Yachty, known for his laid-back attitude, didn't ignore the criticism. Instead, he reached out directly to Jackson. According to Jackson, Yachty called him up, and they had a heartfelt conversation. Yachty apologized for the lyric, explaining that he didn't mean to hurt anyone or disrespect Floyd's memory. He admitted it was a mistake and showed remorse. Jackson appreciated the gesture, saying it took courage for the young rapper to own up to it. In a follow-up post, Jackson shared that they squashed the beef, meaning they put the disagreement behind them and even encouraged people to give Yachty a chance to learn and grow. He called me, apologized like a man, Jackson said, turning the story from conflict to resolution.
Hey, what up, bro? I took my post down about Lil Yachty, man, because, I'm emotional about George. I apologize to him. You know what I'm saying? We spoke, and he apologized as well. I told him it don't make no sense to make no public apology. Me and him spoke. You know what I'm saying? He understood, and he understands the outrage. Yachty's a smart individual. That's why he's been so successful. You know what I'm saying? I said some things because I just don't get how people can demean dead people. I don't know when that became cool. I never do that. We never do that. And we need to start bringing some integrity back into everything we say, bro. We don't need to demean dead people. Nobody. So if anybody lost somebody, my condolences go to y'all, man. Shout out to Lil Yachty for reaching out. We talked about it. He understood, you know what I'm saying, what was said, and it wasn't right. I salute him. A lot of people don't like to own up to when they fuck up. I'm somebody that always own up to all my fuck ups, man. So I apologize to him and shout out to Lil Yachty for understanding our frustration. You know what I'm saying? Yo.
This quick turnaround shows how communication can fix misunderstandings. Yachty, being from a younger generation, might not have fully grasped the emotional impact at first, but talking it out helped him see Jackson's perspective. Jackson, with his experience, used the moment to teach rather than just stay mad. It's a reminder that even celebrities deal with real emotions and can set good examples by handling conflicts maturely. But why does this matter beyond just two famous guys arguing? Music, especially rap, has always been a mirror to society. Artists use lyrics to tell stories, express feelings, or comment on the world. References to real events can make songs more powerful, like when rappers talk about struggles in their communities to inspire change. However, when it involves someone's personal tragedy, it can feel invasive. Floyd's story, for instance, inspired countless songs, artworks, and movements aimed at positive change, but using it in a flippant way can dilute that message. Think about the power of words. In school, you might learn how a single phrase can motivate a team or hurt a friend's feelings. In music, it's amplified because millions hear it. Yachty's line was part of a freestyle or preview, not even a full release track. But in the age of live streams and social media, everything spreads fast. It highlights how artists today navigate instant feedback. One misstep and the whole world weighs in. Jackson's role adds another layer. As a former athlete turned activist, he's used his platform to address bigger issues. After Floyd's death, he helped organize events, spoke on TV, and worked with organizations to promote unity. His criticism of Yachty wasn't about starting drama, it was about honoring a friend and educating others on sensitivity. By sharing the apology publicly, he showed that forgiveness is possible, turning a negative into a teachable moment. Lil Yachty's career has had its ups and downs, but he's bounced back from criticisms before. Early on, some called his music too bubbly or not real hip-hop, but he proved them wrong with hits and collaborations. This incident could be a growing point for him, reminding him to consider the weight of his words. At his age, he's still figuring things out, and reaching out to Jackson shows maturity. The story also touches on generational differences in hip-hop. Older figures like Jackson come from an era where rap was about raw storytelling and community uplift. Younger artists like Yachty blend in memes, trends, and humor. Sometimes that clash leads to moments like this, but it also evolves the genre. In the end, this tale wraps up positively. No ongoing feud, just two people from different worlds finding common ground. It encourages us all to think before we speak or rap, and to apologize when we mess up. Music brings joy, sparks thought, and connects us, but respect keeps it meaningful. Whether you're a fan of bouncy beats or slam dunks, stories like this remind us that behind the fame, everyone has feelings and histories worth honoring. To make this even more engaging, picture the scene. Yachty and his colorful setup, rapping freely on stream, fans cheering in the chat. Then Jackson, intense and direct, posting from his home, voice full of emotion. The phone call that follows, where apologies flow and understanding builds. It's like a mini drama with a happy ending, showing that even in the spotlight, kindness wins. Expanding on rap culture, lyrics are like puzzles. Rappers craft bars to rhyme, flow, and surprise. Referencing pop culture or news adds flavor, but context matters. For example, many songs honor heroes or call out wrongs, inspiring listeners. When done right, it's art that moves mountains. When off, it invites backlash, pushing artists to refine their craft. Jackson's basketball days taught him teamwork and resilience, skills he applies off the court. Yachty's rise from viral sensation to star shows creativity and hustle. Their paths crossing over this lyric creates a unique bridge between sports and music, two worlds that often overlap in exciting ways. As days passed after the incident, fans discussed it online, some creating memes, others writing thoughtful posts. It sparked conversations in homes and schools about empathy and expression. That's the beauty of such stories. They don't just entertain, they teach. Wrapping up, this event from August 2025 shows how a simple line in a song can ripple out, affecting lives and leading to growth. Lil Yachty and Steven Jackson went from clash to calm, proving dialogue beats division. It's a fascinating peek into celebrity life, where words wield power and amends men bridges. If you're into music or sports, keep an eye on these folks. Their stories keep unfolding in inspiring ways.